Every once in a while I run across an indie game that just looks kind of neat. A little bit outside of my usual niche, but neat. And so I guess we're going to be checking out Dungeon Runes, which is, I guess, taglined, a dungeon crawler for tired people, which sounds great to me. I didn't really grow up with a whole lot of, like, the traditional dungeon crawler. Okay, so we have actually a bunch of different characters. I didn't grow up with the old school, like, dungeon crawler RPGs. I think they were mostly a little bit before my time. Holy smokes, there's a lot of these guys. Let's see. Crusher. I thought this guy was going to be like a cleric, but no. They are a crusher. Wait. Papabio. Inconspicuous. Less likely to be targeted by enemies. It's just an ape. Let's see if we have a witch, a sage, a warlock. Okay, now we've looped. Well, I think I want Gert the dwarf. He just looks great. So, spoiled brat, get bigger birthday presents. Locksmith improves lockpicking, so lockpicking might not be a bad idea. Raises his initiative when taking damage. I should probably actually look at what these characters do, because I didn't actually check with Gert. What does Gert do? I have no idea, actually. Oh well, whatever, we have Gert no matter what. So fills united attack gauge at a faster rate, stun on enemies, just extra speed. Extra damage when hitting weak points, raises initiative at the start of battle. Sell items at a higher price. Could just go with a merchant. That could be kind of fun. Just go for like a really offbeat team. Party restores HP after winning in battle. So Warren the Priest is not bad. I think we do have to get Tobias the Crusher. Just because I'm still thinking Papabio is pretty good. Yeah, Kars the Warlock, inflict poison on enemies. Eye Stabber, blindness, curse. Inconspicuous healer. Soul the Giant. Physical and magic defense +1. I don't actually know if that's really that good. Where's this guy? And, like, stat-wise, the merchant isn't that much worse than all the other characters. So, like, we could have the merchant. But I think we've got two dudes, so let's go for like an even gender mix, probably. Let's see. Camilla Sage, blindness on enemies, eye stabber is not a bad idea. Karis. Because blindness on enemies could be interesting. They actually have a pretty good attack rate and good speed, too. Not actually a whole lot of ladies on this list. So, actually, Iris does stun on enemies. So sure. Let's get the, let's do stun and blindness. And let's just see how this goes. Maybe. Sure. How do we, okay, B to return? Okay. Falsalay, the capital of Igswer, day 1, year 100. Oh, so can we edit parties? So we could potentially swap these out at any time. Oh, okay, cool. So if this doesn't work, I can swap it out. Okay, so less likely to be targeted, less likely to be targeted. I think that's probably reasonable. But I don't know. Monster records, status, so we can actually see what they're wearing, what their stats are. Oh, we can also check their skills. Reduces upgrade prices. Oh, okay. Trading post, we can buy some resources here. We can buy some gear. Oh no, we can upgrade our gear. We can train. Need more experience to train characters. Quest. Alright. Goblins have been... Should I put on a voice for this? Goblins have infested a crypt on the outskirts of my village. They've been stealing our supplies and making strange noises at night, as if they were performing a ritual. There must be a leader among them. Killing him will make them run for their lives. 200 gold. 250 gold. Alright, sure. Use D-pad to move, and then we can strafe. And then we can access the pause menu. Oh boy, this is nice and crunchy looking. Interesting. So, there was combat, but I didn't do anything about it. So it seems like there might just be random enemies in each of these rooms. For me to fight and clear out. We might have to go back to town, though. I think that's exactly what I do. Because my guys are looking pretty bad, and I don't know how to heal them. So I think we're just going to go back. You rest for 15 days. Okay, guild. So, you need 25 gold to continue your training. So Gert levels up. And I don't have enough money for anybody else. Blacksmith quest. Quest? I guess we just continue out there. So I think this is one of those that we just kind of keep chipping away at until we get stronger. I actually really like the auto battle mechanics. It looks like they just play out, yeah, fully automatically. I don't have to think about them. Don't have to interact with them. It's just, it happens. Some gold found. Perfect. So I'll probably stick it out a little bit, see what I can find in the area. I don't know what happens when my characters die, and to some degree I'd prefer not to have that happen. But I think we might have a casualty before we're done here. Maybe. Well, let's get out. Nope, no casualties. And we got some money. We rest for 18 days. Party status. Cheap bow, cheap rod. So we do have a staff, which does more damage. Magic plus magic. I don't have any other accessories. Okay, let's go back to the guild. Tobias, level up. So strength, dexterity, vitality, attack, physical defense. Then Iris, sure. So agility and attack. So they do get different stats every time they level up. Okay. Let's go back and clear the left side out. Seeing as that was close. I like this, actually. Very much the dungeon crawler for tired people. And, I mean, it makes sense. I've actually found myself gravitating towards games that, I don't want to say fully play themselves. Snake amulet found. Let's see. But I've been gravitating towards auto-battler games recently, for quite a while now, actually. I think probably due to a mixture of a couple things. If we can find a chest here. Doesn't look like it. I don't know exactly what happens when one of my characters passes out, but don't want to mess with it. Trading post. So I could sell items. We also have treasure chests, two-way portal back to town, and some medicine. Revives fallen allies. So we could sell the cheap rod and the snake amulet. What does the snake amulet do? Snake amulet. Boost dexterity, boost poison resistance. So let's probably put it on her. Okay, and let's go back in. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I've gotten into kind of auto battle mechanics, probably as a result of auto battler roguelikes, more than anything specifically. Just the idea of, you know, more about the strategy and the team building aspect of it than... Did I actually check this one thoroughly? I did. I did enough. Let's see. Not seeing too much in here. But the strategy of, like, how you handle team building and whatnot, rather than specifically... Okay, so that might be the exit out of here. And we're gonna lose somebody if I stick around too much. Okay. And we do actually have some money for some level ups at the very least. Rest for 25 days. Okay, guild. 50 gold to continue our training. 25 for Camilla. Probably should have actually leveled up one of the other guys, but it's fine. And yeah, if we can actually complete this quest, we're going to be in a much better position. But then I was playing games like Oh, actually, we want to go back this direction. I do wonder... Oh. I do wonder if there's an upper limit to the amount of fights we can run into in here. Maybe. Let's see. You know what? Silly as it sounds, we're actually going to go back out. Rest for a little while. 5 days. Guild. Let's just get Gert up to the next level. I wonder if the stats, level up stats are actually randomized. Because I don't know if the guy really benefits much from having access to magic stats. Oh well. But yeah, so the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters also had auto battle mechanics. And I actually found it quite charming. You know, that, yeah, it made the regular fights much easier. And made the overall game much faster because I wouldn't have to spend a bunch of time managing things. And so it was much more of like, you know, set up the correct combo, make sure my character is well equipped. And then I would have no problems not getting through it per se, but it's kind of silly, but I don't even need to turn. I can actually just go in directions and call it good enough. Let's see, go back to the guild, boost this guy, strength, magic, vitality, attack, magic defense. I mean, so far so good. We did pick up a cheap bow. You know, I should maybe look into this. How much does it cost to upgrade the hand axe? The cheap axe to a hand axe, because that is something to consider. But it looks like this is pretty pricey to get better gear. So, I guess we just keep chipping away at it. Eventually, we will accrue enough money and character levels that we can just get strong enough. But yeah, what other games did it? Oh, United attack bar is filled. You can perform a powerful attack. So I can press X for that one. But I think I'm going to save that for the boss fight. I wonder if there's like a secret monster quota in each room or region. Because it seems like we've got a decent amount of monsters to fight in this area. Let's see. Whereas the entryway seems a lot quieter. Don't know. But yeah, I don't know, it just becomes more of a practice of like character builds and min-maxing rather than like, oh, I'm going to use fireball at this exact moment because this enemy has a fire weakness. Like, I get that, but I don't know. It's like, take Pokemon for example. I've been playing Pokemon for 25 years. 26 years? I don't entirely know when I first... Oh, it's Tobias' birthday. Huh, that's fun. Oh, the blue bar is their experience, how much experience they have. So the dwarf is already ready to level up again. And yeah, it seems like the early levels here are cleared out, whereas this area might not be. Especially these like little side rooms. Well, that's kind of fun. Okay, so what was I going to say? I don't know, it's just I've been playing Pokemon for so many years that I don't want to necessarily say that the act of playing it has become boring, but it does kind of reach that state where you know, there's not that much. Woo, we get a lot of money off of that one. Yeah, so I think all of these side rooms still have monster spawns in them. So we might want to actually pop into these rooms and clear them out fully. I don't know if there's a way to, like, check how many monsters are left in each room. But considering I just got 152 gold from that, it's probably worth it. Okay, quest. No, not quest, guild. Because, yeah, Tobias, we can level up. Oh, that was 75 gold. Oops. Well, whatever. And yeah, maybe the better gear and equipment is going to be the better choice for these two. Okay, so let's check. Oh, we did actually run into some enemies here. So maybe they're just less common the deeper you go in? Not sure. Either that or it's scaled based off of how much HP you have. I'm actually not sure. Well, the money is decent. Let's just wander around for a hot second. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just after a certain point playing, especially turn-based RPGs, with the fairly slow combat, does become a bit of a chore rather than a delight. And that's not always the case. There are definitely turn-based games with good combat systems that I do really enjoy playing them, but as I get older and as I get more used to them, or maybe as mechanics become more and more repetitive, it becomes less and less exciting. Because it's just like, well, I've seen this, I've done this before. This is the same general set of mechanics that I've seen played out in so many other games. That it is a little easy for me to just tune out on them, and so being able to just let a game play itself instantly makes that feel better, as weird as that sounds. Okay, we could probably do like maybe 1 or 2 more fights, depending on how much damage the Crusher takes. They're definitely weathering hits a lot better. I do wonder if maybe I should actually swap in the Cleric at some point. Goblin Sword found. The heal 1 HP after winning a fight feels kind of basic. Actually, let's not. We've taken a lot of damage here. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get wrecked or not. Rest for 22 days, but we have a lot of experience. Okay, and we can actually go to the blacksmith to upgrade something if we want to. What does the Goblin Sword do? Goblin Sword, strength plus agility. So we would actually boost agility, stuns enemies. Let's give him the Goblin Sword for the time being. A wooden stick. Oh, and it changes your damage type too. Interesting. But yeah, I think a higher agility means we attack more often. Okay, so let's go to the blacksmith. Can I upgrade the Goblin Sword? What does it do? Oh, so we actually have some options here. So we can do Goblin Sword Plus. We can do Beast Sword, which instead of boosting agility, reduces agility but does more damage. And then there's just a regular short sword. I think I'm going to go for Goblin Sword Plus and see what I can turn that into. I'd say I'm a little disappointed, but luckily I can kind of... Oh, I see. You go to the Beast Sword if you want to see what one of the other upgrade paths looks like. That's interesting. So we can do a short bow or a short bow plus. If we go to the short bow plus, we might not have as many evolution options. I guess I would go upgrade branches. I don't know. I'll play around with these things. I think it's time that we finish this quest though, and move on to the next one. We're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. Is there a way that I can check the map? Use warp map. Okay, looks like we're just going through. I'm going to assume that's the boss. There we go, quest complete. So the main question is, before I do anything, are there any chests in this room? I don't see any. Yeah, unless there's secrets, and I really hope there aren't, I think we're just golden and can get out of here. Yeah, I like the idea of a branching gear and gear upgrade system. I think that's a good way of handling, like, character development. I can't begin to imagine what would have happened if the goblins had finished their ritual. Thanks for your help, adventurers. You rest for 9 days. Let's see, quest. Okay. Oh, so we have actually quite a number of quests. Oh boy. We have another problem on our hands. The goblin ritual awakened the dead in the crypt. The village is no longer safe at night. As the undead roam the streets and attack common folk, pray, lend us your aid once again. Okay, first, let's upgrade some things. So let's go for Short Sword Plus. I just want to see where this goes. Okay, it's fine. The problem is the Short Sword does not actually give the dexterity bonus. What's the Tobias have? Club Plus. Could go up to Mace or Mace Plus. I think what I do is just get all of their basic weapons. Ooh, Staff or Adept Staff? I think we actually go for the Adept Staff. Probably. Get the Ring Mail. So that can go up to Chainmail, Battle Plates, and Leather Armor. Just a little bit of defense probably makes sense. And then these are our previous gear, which I might still play around with. Just to see if it gets me more evolutions, but we can do that later. Alright, let's go punch some undead. Okay, so it actually is the same dungeon layout, so we know where the boss is. I wonder if treasures come back. I don't see any chests popping up at the very least. Right, and I shouldn't leave rooms until I've cleared what I'm currently fighting. Okay, chests have come back. So we have a junk sword. And a novice robe. Let's see. Yeah, what do we want to do? Have I... Yeah, I think I've cleared out all of the side rooms here. Like, maybe I should have actually saved my level ups. Or not saved my level ups, saved my money for level ups and only buy gear sparingly. Okay, let's just let them fight for a second. Because status. Rags to the novice robe. I mean, slightly better than what we had. I'm curious about the check skills. I wonder if they get more later on somehow. Because it feels like, there we go. We've got enough money to go back to town. I think we just go until we can level one of my characters up. Main question is, who do I level up? Gert? Gert! Ah! So, new skill. Keep getting experience when down, raises initiative when taking damage. Slasher, slashing damage +3. I don't know if healer's really that good. Let's go for Slasher. I don't mind speccing him into slashing damage. Because he's currently using that short sword. And so I can just have him keep using that short sword. Okay. So the characters do gain perks slowly over time. Yeah, I think right now especially that +3 damage is going to be huge. The healing would be interesting. I wonder if I had a whole team of healers. If I could stay in the dungeon longer. You know, if every single character had the healer perk, would I be able to... would they all heal 4 HP every time we win a battle? Because I could actually see that being quite powerful. You know, most of my characters only take a little bit of damage on a per fight basis. I say that, but one of them just took 15, so... I don't know. Let's see, do we just go back to town? Feels tacky to just keep going back, but we're getting wrecked otherwise. It's Gert's birthday. He gets a knife. Okay. I don't know if there's a time element to this, you know, how many days this all takes. I wonder if that actually matters in any kind of fundamental way. Or if it's just a, like, hey, this is when the characters have their birthdays and they get extra loot scaled on... they get loot scaled based on the character level, maybe. Okay. So in that case, we probably want to get Tobias up to his next level, as that'll get us our next perk. And so if we can get him the blunt damage bonus, that'd be lovely. I know this is a bit silly. Oh, there's the skeleton. There's the money. Yeah, just have to make sure I don't leave the room when I'm still fighting something. Okay, Tobias to level 5. So, extra physical and magical defense, sword mastery, party animal, united attack gauge, resistive confusion, potion chunky, revive with 60% health when using medicine. Oh, that's not what I was looking for, actually. So resisting confusion might not be a bad idea. Let's go for that. Oh, I should just never sell anything. And then we just add the merchant to the party when it is time to sell items. A hell of a lot of enemies coming at me. I think I will try and use my united attacks a little bit more often. As they charge fast enough. But only when I'm up against a team of 3. And we can work on charging it up a bit more. Okay, probably a good time for me to get out of here. Because, yeah, we have enough to level up one of my other characters. There we go. Music's pretty solid for this. It's got the vibes down quite well. And I know some people are gonna complain about the, like, dithery dungeon look, but I like it. It's got that, like, really lovely old school flavor. Let's see. I think, you know, at this point, I probably will save my team attack, though. We're getting pretty close to seeing the end of this. Did I check the room in here? I just want to make sure I get every single treasure chest in the dungeon with every run. Yeah, these guys go down quick enough anyway. Yeah, nothing there. Almost kind of reminds me of that Dungeon Encounters game that Square Enix put out a couple years ago. I didn't really vibe with it at the time, and I think I still wouldn't in comparison to this. Failed to unlock. Leather boots found. Okay. Did I go in here? I did. Let's see. Probably just go out and heal. Yeah, the dungeon definitely gets a lot easier the more I clear it. So there has to be some level of a secret, like, monster population tracker for each of these. I think the other thing for me with the aesthetic is that, ooh, that's a big level up. A lot of points across the board. That I see a lot of people on social media and just for like video games complaining about aesthetics. That I think people really crave the idea of like game visuals getting better and better and better on a yearly basis. You know, that we've been kind of restrained recently just due to lack of technological progress. Hand axe found, quest complete. I think we're good to go. You know, the jump between the SNES to the N64 PS1 era, the jump between the N64 PS1 to the PS2, PS2 to PS3, you know, let's just go with PlayStation. Like, up until I'd say about the jump between PS3 to PS4, I think was the last big visual leap in gaming, and then we've kind of been plateaued ever since. And for good reason, because quite literally you just cannot sustain that level of progress. Thank you for bringing peace to our village once more. I'm indebted to you, brave adventurers. Okay, let's see. Guilds. Let's get Iris up to level 5. What do we get? Resist blindness, axe mastery. More likely to be targeted by enemies, healer, or resist confusion. I'm gonna go for healer. Because I think I'm going to try and put that on my whole party, maybe. Now, 125 gold for the next one. With goblins and the undead gone, we enjoyed a few weeks of peace and quiet until thieves moved in and started ransacking the place. Pray, drive them away. We want our departed to rest without disturbance. So I wonder if there's just like a whole bunch of these quests that have us just go through the exact same... Is that just a Friday the 13th reference monster? That's funny. Well, it feels like the money's gotten a lot better. Oh no, we did actually have an amount of money before we went into this one. Some of those portraits are special. Oh, right. I didn't actually finish fighting that one guy. Maybe he was just waiting for us. Hard to tell. Okay, so I need 225 gold. Oh, for the last quest, did I forget to go to the central room at the end of the corridor? I did. I mean, realistically, whatever I missed out isn't the end of the world. And it definitely feels like I'm clobbering my way through this a lot faster now, which is good. Okay, get Tobias up, get Camilla up to level 5. What do we have? Fills the United attack bar when downed. Group attacker does more damage during United attacks. Trainer reduces training prices. Chastity, bonus magic damage, or extra agility. Let's go for the magic damage. Because they do magic damage, right? Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the party is getting generally better. Here's the question. If I swap back to the hand axe, it's still slash damage. Okay, cool. Oh, and the short sword does give the agility bonus. It just doesn't list it. Let's see. But yeah, maybe that team healer perk is helping more than I think it is. Maybe. I'm just thinking if every character has that, we'll be able to sustain much longer dungeon crawls. I guess the only immediate problem is if the fights get longer and more punishing, that, you know, healing 1 HP isn't probably going to work, just due to sheer number bloat. Oh well, we will see. But just to finish my thing about visuals, it's not that I like have a strong opinion against game graphics and visuals. I just feel like it's a mirage, it's an illusion. Game graphics have been fine since, I would say, the PS4 era. Even to a lesser degree, the PS3 era. Like, there's a lot of old school games that look great. I'm looking at the, like, old Final Fantasy games, like, except for the overworld stuff. On a visual level, I think or on an aesthetic level, not a visual level. Visual is too broad of a term. Really, when we're talking about stuff, we need to talk about like fidelity versus aesthetic style, or aesthetic/aesthetic style. Oops. Didn't finish the guy off. Looks like they do wait for you. So if you don't actually take them out, you can still do so. And I bet the longer we do this, the more likely we are to get to the point where the warp portals actually become a lot more viable. Because right now I'm making a decent chunk of money with every run. And so paying 50 gold eventually should be chump change. Okay. $150 gold to continue his training. We might as well, then go to the blacksmith. Novice robe to adept robe. Oh, staff. I think we save up for the adept staff instead. And unfortunately, I don't think I have anything that I can really upgrade with my current money. Oop. Afraid to continue. Didn't mean to. Right, I was gonna check. Have I been in here? Looks like I have. There's no monsters coming at me anyway. And so, like, obviously, some people really do like ultra-realism or extremely, like, high-def graphics. And I can't besmirch or fault people for having that kind of preference. I think it's entirely reasonable. Everybody has their own tastes. But it does frustrate me a little bit when I'm playing these games and people are like, no, you know, why doesn't this look like X, Y, or Z extremely high-definition game? And it's just like, I don't know. I'm kind of fine with it not. I'm kind of fine with how it looks. It's very effective. It evokes that old-school dungeon crawler vibe in a very good way. And so, like, you know, while I didn't specifically play a lot of old-school dungeon crawlers, I definitely did and still do play a number of old-school games. And so there's that nice feeling of nostalgia mixed with, like, modern rendering techniques and quality character portraits and some other things. And so it has that, like, sweet mix of nostalgia and also, you know, I've never seen anything that looks exactly like this before. And for me, that's very effective and feels quite good. I don't think we found anything here. Yeah, no treasure chest in this back room. And that's okay. Music-wise, this is actually reminding me hard of, like, Lunacid and Dread Delusion. Obviously, it's going for a different angle, but it's got that same, like, kind of eerie, mysterious dungeon vibe. Which is really cool, actually. At last, we can enjoy peace once again. Words can't describe my gratitude, oh brave adventurers. To think that you've been helping us time and time again, it must be fate. Which of you wants to marry my beautiful daughter? Hey, where are you going? It's Iris's birthday. Okay, so it looks like we no longer have quests from that man, which is entirely fair. I'm probably just going to go for levels more than blacksmithing right now. But that might change. So, Tooting in the Tombs. A court jester had a brilliant idea and decided to play his trumpet in the crypt. His skill was so bad it caused a zombie infestation. Pray drive the jesters away. Oh, and save the jester, if you can. Oh, okay, so it looks like it's still the same layout here. Well, I'll have to try one of the other novice quests sooner than later. Just to see if it's a different dungeon layout, because I will admit the last couple was mostly to see if there was, like, a plot line or something that I could follow. And the answer was, I mean, kind of. But I do wonder if there's, like, some loopage on this, or if you can run out of quests eventually. That doesn't matter too much. I'm not finding much for... Oops, didn't kill that last zombie. There it goes. And it feels like they are getting tougher. Maybe. I'm definitely able to clear a lot faster. Let's go. But yeah, so, I mean, interestingly enough, speaking of Dread Delusion, Lunacid, and now this, Dread Delusion and Lunacid are some of the only games I've actually finished in the last X number of years. Okay, so we can't do much. We could level up the longsword. Sure, let's see what that gets me. So it's just broadsword next. But yeah, Dread Delusion and Lunacid are actually some of the only games that I've finished in recent memory. Not to say that, like, I don't finish games, but that there are a few games that I feel, like, super duper compelled to finish. So, like, Mouthwashing was easy. I finished that one in almost no time flat. It's not a very long game. And it was a very satisfying experience kind of within that. I should get Shell to stream that, maybe. That would be kind of fun. I don't know. I still want to get to the point where my streams are pull enough numbers that we can actually justify streaming more often to finish games, just because I miss finishing games on camera. It's fun. We did Citizen Sleeper last night, and I enjoyed it. I think it was a little hard on Shell's poor voice, because she was the narrator. Oh, do we not? I don't think we finished these guys off. We should do that. Also, the music, Tooting in the Tombs, literally is like a horn instrument in the background. Okay, I'm glad we came here, actually. Use Master Key, get gold. I'd check this one out, right? Yeah. I think the one thing I don't like about the returning to a location that I've been to is that on a visual level, or on a, like, treasure hunting level, it's actually impossible for me to check if I've been through these rooms before. Okay, I'm gonna take a bit of a risk. Looks like we're good. A bit of a risk was mostly just go in, check if there's any loot in there. And the answer is no, so we're good. Yeah, so playing Dread Delusion and then Lunacid when that came out. Or when both of those came out in 1.0. Ooh, New Year dawns upon the people of Izigwur. It's Gert's birthday, Beast Amulet. Tobias' birthday, Initiate Boots. Oh, it's not their birthday, it's Cribmas. Okay, do we want to level up Gert? I mean, I've been leveling up Gert this entire time first, so it seems like a kind of why not. But I should probably have Iris and Camilla catch up a little bit faster, rather than neglecting them as much as I have been. Oh well. But yeah, so I do wish that the... Oh god. I have like two topics in my head that I'm juggling right now. I just wish that the map was grayed out slightly. You know, it still shows you the overall layout, but it's like, oh, you haven't been to this tile in this iteration of this dungeon. Just as a, like, well, not a catch-up mechanic, a, like, easy completion mechanic. Looks like the New Year might have also scaled up. Wait, are we fighting the Jester? That's a freaking tanky Jester. Okay, and we're good to go. But yeah, I would have made dungeon clearing a little faster, but it's not the end of the world. It's not like these dungeons are particularly big or dangerous at this point. What was I gonna say? I don't know, I really liked the old school vibes of Lunacid and Dread Delusion. Oh, back already? Have you found him? I see. How unfortunate. I was hoping I'd never have to hear him play again. Anyway, thanks for being the upstanding servants of Izigwur. Now, if you excuse me, I need to get back to my post. Okay, so I guess we should probably level up these two. At least they're only one level behind. But yeah, let's see if we can get them to catch up a bit more. Okay, so now this guy loops. Interesting. Well, let's try Narcs of the Forest. Bandits attacked me while I was gathering herbs in the forest. I managed to escape, but since then I feel like I'm being followed. Without fresh herbs, I won't be able to make medicine for those in need. Pray, drive the bandits away. So we also get a little bit more gold for this. So I guess there's only so many quests. Ooh, new zone. There's only so many quests available per, I'm going to say tier. Where are we? What is this place? I thought this was going to be a forest, but the forest almost seems like kind of a dungeon colony thing. I don't know, like a weird temple? Yeah, I didn't finish killing these guys. Okay, nothing in there. One of these will have something. These like weird demon goat. I guess they're weird demon goats. Oh, I do wonder if the level up discount actually did have a noticeable effect. Like, I wonder if everything's 25 gold off. That's probably exactly it, that the dwarf reduced the prices by half initially, so things were just a bit cheaper. And I've been benefiting from that without noticing it. So that it's a team-based boost. Adept robe. I'm finding a whole lot of good gear here. But I guess we will find better gear as we go along. There we go. There's some levels. Well, let's get the, no. I think the best thing I could possibly do is probably just get Gert up to level 10 as soon as possible. And then Tobias up to level 10 as soon as possible. Main reason being, rush for perks, because the perks seem to make a difference. Okay, there's the 8. There we go. I'd love to play a game like this with even more, like, complex RPG mechanics and character builds and stuff. Combine this with a Final Fantasy XII Gambit system would be amazing. So your characters actually have spells and abilities, but you have to do, like, some level of mana management. So you have a lot more, like, front-end unit programming and, like, min-maxing. But then, after that, the combat just plays itself. I know Disgaea had that a little bit, though I did find that it was a little bit more messy because it was a tactical game where you actually had to worry about movement and positioning a bit. And so that can mess with things. Okay, cheap bow found. So if it was 200 to get him from 8 to 9, 175. So we want to go until we have 350 gold. Probably. Okay, been through all these doors. Actually, we almost have 350 gold. There's a treasure chest here. Cheap armor found. Move back. Got anything interesting in here? Just a couple of lads. At some point I should probably do one of those, like, genre compilation videos for dungeon crawlers. It's interesting, it's one of those genres that I almost never hear anybody talk about. That I really like this dungeon layout too. I don't know, it's just kind of the fun jumble of like, yeah, I could actually see people using this as a regular building and not just a dungeon. But what was I gonna say within all of this? I don't know, too many things. Like, let's just get these both up a level. Tobias can wait. Because that'll kind of save us time in the long run. Unfortunately, since level ups scale in price, it becomes maybe a little impractical. At some point, I'll probably have to start investing in equipment. And maybe swap to different characters? Who knows? At least I can redo old quest lines, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I almost never hear anybody talking about old school dungeon crawlers, but I have like a couple dozen of them in my library that I've like never played, and I've been meaning to like get through a number of them just because like they look neat. I like the party building aspect, and they seem very much like kind of a deconstruction of your traditional JRPG. Or just RPG. I don't know, it doesn't have to be JRPG, just a lot of them tend to be Japanese. Probably due to the popularity of the genre back in the 80s. Whereas it's kind of felt like it's dipped off a little bit in the US. I think mostly just... Oh, wait, here's a question. Use warp. No warp scrolls in inventory. I was wondering about that. Can I warp back without a warp scroll? And the answer is no. Is this the boss? I think this is the boss. Yeah, problem is, only Tobias can level up. I should have probably wandered around a little bit more until Gert got a level. But whatever. Because everything is replayable, we can just do the dungeon again, and again, and again. Until we get what we need. Thank you, now I can go back to potion making. You've saved many lives today. I don't have much, but I hope this gold is enough. Okay, blacksmith. What do we want to do? Staff to adept staff? Probably. Yeah, so it looks like the way this works is you can skip a tier if you want to. So I could go for the adept staff, which will cost 540, or I could save up and skip straight up to the mage staff for 1,800, which is boy pricey. So same thing here. We can skip the broadsword to go up to the broadsword plus. It's not like there's too much for branching evolutions, but it's a way of like, oh, you have a ton of money, you can just get more of this. Or you have a ton of money, you can just skip ahead and not have to go through each level, which I guess makes sense. The bandits are gone thanks to your efforts, but now I hear wailing from their former hideout. Their spirits scare away the wildlife and chase hunters away, causing hunger in nearby villages. Pray, drive the spirits away. I guess there wouldn't be loot in this initial chamber. And now we're doing ghost fighting. And Gert's ready to level up, but we're gonna need 225 to level him up. I think I didn't finish these guys off. Boy, some of these character portraits are something. There we go. Slowly. But yeah, if you're watching this video and you like dungeon crawlers, I'm very much open for suggestions. I think I do have like a lot of the basic ones in my library already. We're just fighting the sun. And you know, I know the like really traditional ones like Grimrock and what? Wizardry and Bard's Tale? Actually, don't know if Wizardry was a classic dungeon crawler. I haven't looked at that one too deeply. I know they did a new one recently, but I don't remember if I heard good things or bad things about it. I think I just didn't hear things about it at all, which is, like, consistently a problem with more niche genres, is that they often fall prey? They fall victim to obscurity. That it's easy for these games to fall off people's radar, or never be on their radar to begin with. And that's somewhat my job, to, like, highlight these things, but even then, I'm only just one guy and there's so many games. Though it does feel like, every once in a while, it really does feel like I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel and have to question, like, could I do this better? Damage conversion. Taking damage fills the united gauge. That's not bad. Damage when hitting weak spots. Survive killing blows. Martial arts power. Magic damage. So most of these aren't very good. Abuser could be kind of good, but I think I'm going to go for damage conversion. Because damage conversion at least gives us a little bit more team hit power. I wonder if there's any way to be like, no, actually, I don't want any of these perks reroll. Probably not. But I guess it's fine. It's not like the game is hard. You know, if you're having issues, just grind a little bit and you'll be able to just get through the game clearly. Cleanly. Let's see. But yeah, so, I don't know, it does feel like I scraped the bottom of the barrel maybe a little too hard sometimes. And that it becomes kind of difficult to figure out, like, okay, where do I stand within this? Oh, we have boots. Boost magic. Boost strength, reduces magic, confusion resistance. Oh, magic defense. Probably still worth it. Hat, confusion resistance, stun resistance. Or a mask, blind resistance. Go for the mask. Probably a little bit of that. And then both adept boots. Okay, there we go. That should give us a bit of a boost. Boots? Have I been in this one? Yes. And I think we might want to just head back at this point. We have enough to get Tobias up to level 10. See if he gets a good perk. It did feel like we had more options there, so I wonder if you get more perks the higher level your character. Maybe. Maybe it was always 5. So inflict speed debuff on enemies, mace mastery, damage conversion, bone crusher, inflict attack debuff upon enemies. Piercer. As much as I want the mace attack power, I think I'm gonna go for the attack debuff on enemies. That actually seems really nice. And go from there. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't want to say like my game critique brain is buzzing with this one. I like the simplicity of it, but some part of me wishes it was just a little bit more. Not the combat, but like the character building aspect. Like I wish leveling up gave me stat points that I was investing instead. I think part of this is because I'm literally going to go play Hammerwatch after this one, and a little bit of Hammerwatch in this game's DNA would have been incredible. Namely, like, the town building aspect of, like, you bring resources back to town and you improve town. In some meaningful fashion, giving you a boost for subsequent runs. Or like Gloomhaven, where you're kind of prestiging your characters a little bit. Wow, we're getting drubbed here. I think we might just head back. Like, we're fine, but definitely hurts. Because in Gloomhaven, you've got a couple of fun aspects, namely, like, changing how your character's die rolls work. And then also, like gaining perk points, some passive effects, random gear and equipment. You're leveling up the town slowly, which gets you more things to buy. And then also when your characters retire, you get like a new character with more starting perk points and stuff. I don't know, it's like some combination of those things I think could actually make this an even more compelling experience. But I do question like whether or not that's strictly necessary, or if that's just me being a min-maxing rat boy that is just like, I want to get really weirdly deep into character building options and play around in that space, and it feels like this really could embrace that space quite well. But does it need it? And that's an entirely valid question, and I think the answer is no. Actually, I think this is perfectly fine. I'm just thinking, like, if I ever get to the point where, you know, Gerts functionally hit max level, but I don't like half their perks, you know, it turns out that I picked wrong, is there a way to prestige them for a bonus? Thank you, now hunters can continue their work. Hunters told me to pass this gold to you as a reward. I hope this is enough. Okay, so, or not quest, guild. So let's get Camilla up. Okay. I was making a potion in the former hideout when a cat jumped on the table and dropped all my ingredients into the cauldron. Its contents came to life and started moving towards me, so I ran without looking back until I came here. Pray, put it out of its misery. The cat? No problem. Gert, eat cat. Ooh, something about the dithering in this tile set is actually way worse. Maybe it's just the fact that we've gone back to, like, bright white and gray visuals, and it's eating my eyes a little bit more. Oh, did I actually finish that guy off? I didn't. Yeah, gotta make sure that I do so before I leave every room. Let's see. I think the one other problem with dungeon crawlers, and part of the reason why I probably don't put a whole lot of points. I don't put a whole lot of time into them normally, is they do also tend to be kind of long, due to that turn-based gameplay. And so I think the reason why, once again, the min-maxer in me is just like, oh, but all the things that you could do. So much that boils down to, I think this is my ideal dungeon crawler. And I'm like, oh, but if every game was like this, I would be so happy. Or if this was like my, further like my ideal dungeon crawler, I would be so happy. And like, I am actually perfectly happy with this. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Just, I don't know, my dumb brain is inescapable sometimes, where I'm just like, no, but all the things that could be done. Okay, we should probably get out of here. Tobias is looking pretty bad. Probably shouldn't have taken this path. Okay. He went down. One of your characters is down. Return to the town to revive them. Okay. So it looks like losing is not really that bad. Okay, Guild Iris to level 10. Sword Mastery, slash damage. Magic, resist paralysis or axe mastery. Kinda sucks for this character. Here's all of these things that don't benefit you. So less likely to get targeted. Resist stun, staff attack power. Repel magic, chance of deflecting magic attacks. No, we're picking that. Because that actually seems quite good. Okay, let's finish this quest and then I'll call it here. It seems like I'm also kind of accelerating in terms of my dungeon crawls that... well, I mean, I guess part of it is as I complete these, my characters get stronger, but then I've also completed the map before, so go figure I'm going to have a faster time clearing these out. I know where to go. And I don't have to spend as much time painstakingly clearing every room when I only have to do like a cursory glance over most of them. Okay. Have I been in this one? I think I might have. It's fine. Okay, and that's the boss room. I think we should be able to beat the boss even at like half health. Though I'm definitely taking some licks here. Okay. I want to wait until we're on the boss to use the team attack. I don't actually know if it's an AoE or not. And I'd be pretty sad if I just blasted the boss with a full bore AoE. Or not full bore AoE. If I blasted the boss's minions with a full bore AoE and didn't actually hit the boss with it. Okay, so we actually want to see as much of this as we can. Master key found, because I did not actually check out these back corridors. Though, this is getting real spicy, so I think we actually just get out of here. Nice part is running away is super doable. I should have done my due diligence. I don't think we got all the loot there, but that's fine. Sorry for putting you through this. That abomination had no place in this world. But now I remember something. When I was running away, I heard it grumble a single word. I think it was Mama. I'm sure that in a panic, I let my imagination run wild, but what are these tears? Why does it hurt? Alright, so we can get Gert and Tobias up a level. We really should probably focus on, I don't know actually, getting them better equipment for sure. Or at least armor. But, for now at least, I'm going to save and quit and go back to main menu. Oh, nope, actually it doesn't take us to the main menu, that takes us to the end of the, or outside the game. Either way, I actually really like this. It's a charming little dungeon crawler. Let's see. I guess I might as well wander around a little bit more. Same difficulty level. Yeah, I don't think my character... Yeah, my VTuber model. I guess it's covering a little bit of the team gauge. I still got to get used to whether or not I'm covering those meters or not. So the really silly thing here is, instead of doing dungeon crawls, the other thing I can do for large quantities of money, for these dungeons that I've been to, for these quests that I've already completed, is actually just speedrunning to the end of them. Especially this dungeon is very easy to reach the end. So like, to some degree, this is probably one of the easiest ways for me to get money and experience. We just don't get the team attack for some of them. Oh, I should also check for chests in here. Because yeah, I'm not going to clear the whole dungeon, but I can at least clear the rooms I'm going through. Anyway, I guess with all this said, I might as well say that that Dragon Runes 2 is available on Steam now. So if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. I didn't actually check the price before I went into this, but yeah, that was a much quicker 300 gold from this one. So that's actually, like, that's just as nice as clearing things out. I don't get as much experience, but it gets me a lot of money. But yeah, it's $10, and if you want to get the soundtrack, it's an additional $5, or $12.50 for the entire like combined package. Which, frankly, I think might actually be worth it. The soundtrack for this is very good. Oops. Looks like I broke the game by alt-tabbing it. Oh well, is what it is. Anyway, I guess with all of this said, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know, and if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, I'll see you next time.